Hello, Mobsters, and welcome back to episode 3 of Mental Mix. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the college application process and just general stressors, pressure that comes with that because of something that happened to me today. So, today I was in school and I'm part of the physicians club at my school. I'm one of the officers of the club. And something happened, so the people that usually present the presentation to the club couldn't present it. And my friend, the leader of the club, asked me, "Hey, Mavi, do you think that you could step in and just quickly help me with this and present the part of the presentation that was of the other officers?" And I said, "Sure." My first instinct was just to say yes, and I hadn't seen it, so I was a little bit scared. But, I'm a junior in high school. I would say I'm a pretty good presenter, so I don't know why I felt scared. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, holy cow, like I want to do these kinds of things. I want to be successful in high school, and I am so anxious over this one little presentation. I think I presented it pretty well. I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. But the point of the story is that I felt so much anxiety in that moment and absolutely no self-confidence before the presentation because I was thinking, like, am I fit for this? Am I doing enough? Am I even going to be able to lead this club when they graduate? What's going to happen? You know? And that's what led me to make this episode, is that I thought maybe Mabel, but maybe other people also need to hear that self-confidence is essential in creating your own personal portfolio and making yourself marketable to colleges and to other schools. So it's a very common feeling to feel anxiety and pressure in the college applications process, and even way before the college applications process, just in high school, in sophomore, junior, I don't know, not really freshman year, but sophomore and junior year, you definitely feel some of that pressure. And it just keeps becoming more and more real. Like, as I've gotten to my junior year, I'm realizing, like, wow, not even by next year, like by the end of this year, 2024, I will be applying to colleges. That's insane to me. I feel like yesterday I graduated 8th grade. So it's just crazy. And it's crazy how we think we have a lot of time, which we do, but at the same time, it's so little when you're wasting it. So it's really important that we take advantage of this time. At least I'm trying to do that. And make the most of the time that we have, the opportunities that we have, our resources, in order to make ourselves the most marketable and the best students. Now, everyone's college application process and everyone's high school experience is very different. And it's important that during this process, you keep in mind, what are your strengths? What challenges you? If your strength is in art, maybe do a personal project that's in art. If your strength is in English, maybe do a fellowship with an English teacher. Maybe start writing some poems, even a book if you're really ambitious. I'd say for me, one of my strengths is public speaking. So that's why I decided to do a podcast and then also present in front of a club, And it's important that in these moments of overthinking that we think, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough. Or am I putting myself under too much pressure? Am I doing too much? Or what else can I do? Like, these questions that we keep asking ourselves, doubting ourselves. It's important to look in retrospect and think, okay, I have time. I have a plan. And I'm going to be okay. That happens to me all the time. I have to pause and I have to think, Mavi, it'll be okay. I'll go to college and I'll graduate. And I'll graduate high school and it'll be fine. And there's no such thing as the perfect college. You know, you'll look at different colleges, you'll see different things, but it's not a clear-cut process. You know, things will change. Maybe you like one college and then you like another, and that kind of freaks you out. But it's fine. As I stated earlier, a big part of this is self-confidence. This is something that I really lacked in my freshman and kind of in my sophomore year. I didn't want to create big goals for myself because I thought that that was just for other people. And that's something that really held myself back. And I know that I'm speaking for a lot of people when I say that. Don't let yourself become your biggest enemy, because that's what happened to me. And it's crazy because nobody was telling me no. Nobody was telling me, Mavi, you can't do this. Mavi, you're too small to do this. Nobody cares enough about you to do that. Nobody was saying that. That was just me in my own head. And it's important that we say, I can do this. You know, I'm capable of making a book. I'm capable of posting a recipe. I'm capable of presenting my ideas to a group, of creating a club. Another thing I'd suggest, other than self-confidence, is looking to people who you trust for help. Now, in this, I wouldn't really say ask your friends, because although your friends can support you and be really good supporters and really encourage you, you want to ask people that have already been through this process. Now, the annoying thing is that nowadays, like, college applications are much harder than before because the SAT scores are higher, the GPA has to be higher, the essays have to be better, things like that. Like, it's all changing constantly. But in general, a good rule of thumb is to ask somebody who's already been to that college, or to look for people who have already done the same program that you want to do, just to make sure that you're getting the best advice from somebody who really knows what they're talking about. Other than that, throughout this whole process, my biggest encouragement to you guys is to make sure that you're prioritizing your own well-being and your own mental health, while also pushing yourself to your limits to see what you're really capable of. I used to, as I stated before, I used to think a lot about like how I wasn't big enough, I didn't have enough friends to do something, I wasn't influential enough. But then once I stopped restraining myself with those things, once I started thinking positively of myself, no, I'm a smart person, I'm well spoken, I have a really great ability to express myself. When I started thinking those things, is when I was really able to unleash my full potential. When I started applying to things, applying to programs without fearing failure, because that's what I did a lot before. I wouldn't apply to things because I thought, I'm not going to get into it anyways. No, those programs, those activities need people. And usually the people that are getting into those aren't the ones with the most talent that are just sitting back in their chair. It's the ones that maybe don't even have that much talent, but are going out to get what they want. Because that's a trait that not everyone has. Nowadays, a lot of people are smart. A lot of people can write really well, can speak really well, but they don't care enough to actually go out and do it. Just having the discipline to actually do things is a great skill. You can really propel yourself forward with. So, prioritizing your mental health, seeking help from people, and just having the discipline to go out and get things are great skills that I promise you, if you start using today, you're going to start accomplishing goals just racking them up. About 2 months ago, I started thinking to myself, I need to do more. I can do more. And guess what? I did do more. I changed. This is not powerful. This is not significant at all. But I changed my laptop, or not my laptop, my computer background from like a random picture of like a river to just like a little mantra that I wrote, and it literally just says believe in yourself. And I don't know if it's some kind of freak power that has occurred. Ever since I changed my wallpaper, I get more work done. Now, I'm not promising that that'll happen to you, but I'm just saying, I am promising that once you discipline yourself, which at first can seem scary, but once you start, you won't want to stop. you'll be capable of any goal that you want to put your mind to. So yeah, moral of the story is don't overthink so much. And I know that that's a wild thing to say. But believe in yourself, because we all have different talents that we can use for different things. There's no one in the world that is exactly like you that is capable of doing something that only you can do. You know, everyone has things that only they can do because everyone is very different. It's important to stay strong in this process and not let your anxiety and your overthinking take over. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I've officially decided that the name for my fans is going to be Mobsters. The poll on the Instagram came out to be exactly 50-50 for Mobinators and Mobsters, but Mobsters just kind of rolls off the tongue. The tongue. See, tongue doesn't roll off the tongue. Okay. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!